by the way, that amplifier, as he said, it can be purchased in a kit or assembled, goes for around 4K.
No.
You don't want one?
Oh, yeah, I want one. I haven't put the $1,000 down on the reservation. It's 5,400.
It's up to 5,000 now.
5,400 built, ready to ship.
My birthday's next month.
So,
Good luck.
mine's next month too, big deal. Terry,
For those who have never seen Tim Duffy's shack, I hate to call it a shack, but his
Complex.
shack and the parts that are attached to it is probably well north of $10 million.
I might.
Well, what is it, 12 or 13? ICOM 7851s are his rigs, and
He
each
has-
one only uses one band.
He has 2 top-level ICOMs, 2 top-level amplifiers, and a 200-foot tower for every band. And he uses 360 radials per tower that he changes every year.
But it's only a hobby.
It's only a
can I take care of these two next? Okay. If we can go to back up and do some old business, we brought up a thing about the storage of the club trailer down at Sooner 59 Storage. I was tasked to get some numbers in terms of cost of storage slots down there. Talked to the owner. He finally got back to me. He had been out of town for like a week and a half. But they do have slots available down there. Here are the numbers. Typically a slot goes for $35 a month. You can sign a 3-month contract for $105. Let's see here. And there is a $25 key deposit. They will issue each person, or however many people we want, a key to get into the storage area. There's a $25 deposit. When we return the keys, we get the key deposit refunded. When I brought this up, or took these numbers to Steve, he said, let's propose to him a 1-year contract for $400 and see if he gives us a 1-year discount. Haven't approached him on that yet, but I guess I would presume the sense of the assembled multitudes to go ahead and approach him about getting a slot.
Well, I mean, you know, at the last meeting, it seemed like this was a big rush thing, is that, of course, Hal's not here, that he's the one, but, I guess I'd make a motion that we do 3 months and then see where we're at. $105, go ahead and get the 3 months, get Hal is in a bind, because the trailer's currently in a spot that he needs to clear. So, I guess my motion would be, at this point, let's do 1 3-month period and see where we're at in 3 months.
Hal needs to get a vehicle that is stored at KE5KR's place who went silent key, and he needs to get it out and put it where the trailer is.
I didn't ask, I think Kyle was his name, if it would be okay to push one trailer in a slot and put a second one in there. I don't know if they have a 1 vehicle, 1 item per slot rule or not. And of
Let me
course,
talk to Tyler.
Okay, but I guess we have a motion on the floor to proceed with at least 3 months.
Second it.
We have a second. All in favor of engaging in a 3-month contract?
Aye.
Aye, okay, opposed? Okay. We've got that done. We'll approach them and see what, and then if you could get back and see if he has any objection to sharing slots, as it were. Also, we've got two CDE TR-44 rotors. Both of them work, both of them have control boxes. One of them has, it's at least 50 feet, I think it may be more like 100 feet of cable with I call them the twist lock military connectors on it. Earlier this week, some of you who are in OK Traders may have seen the notice come out from a gentleman up in Tulsa. He said, "I buy rotors. If you got one, let me know." I went back to him and said, "Okay, I got two TR-44s, both working. Would you be interested?" And he came back and says, "Nah, nobody wants those anymore. Everybody wants a ham M." I went, "Okay, well, what do you think of a fair price?" And he came back with, he said, if they're working and not damaged or anything, they're not the prettiest rotor at the fair, but they work. And he said, you could probably get $40 for them, or maybe 50.
Oh, God.
I figured with the cable, we could
Bullshit.
probably go 65. I said, would you be interested in them? And he said, no, like I said, nobody wants those. Fine.
TR-44 is almost the same as a ham series. It's
Yeah.
a little bit less heavy duty, but it's a pretty good rotator.
It's a good rotor. It's been around for quite a while.
Yep. Yes,
What
it
we'd
is.
like to do is offer it up, one or both of them, to OCAPA members. We figured we'd ask $65 for the one set with the rotor cable, and maybe $50 for the one that doesn't have the cable.
I'd say it's worth more than that.
Fast forward a day. Yesterday, I got an email from this guy. You still got those TR-44s? I thought, okay. But what we'd like to do is offer them up to the club membership if somebody wants to purchase them. And if you want to strike a deal, as the commercial says, go see Sam, go see Sam, go see Sam. You ever heard of what's the guy's name in California? Cal Worthington, yeah, it's a guy. But can strike a deal with Sam out there.
An aside question, is there any chance that OCAPA would ever have an antenna that they would need a rotator for?
Well,
Down-
I know we had the muscle, what do they call that, the
Armstrong.
Armstrong rotator for a while, but is there any chance we'd ever need a real rotator?
We've been going more toward the portable antenna, and if we did, we typically just pull it around with a rope. However, it probably wouldn't be a bad job if we didn't have these down the road pick up new equipment. Yeah.
Oh,
in the past, for field day, OCAPA put up 3 towers
Remember
with
that?
beams.
wow.
And we still have some beams. There's a TA-33 Junior, and the remnants of a full-size TA-33 Senior, and parts of a Cushcraft, I think A4. They reside in my backyard because, anyway, we used the TA-33 Junior at the first time we set up at Rose State College with the tower up, and they used the TA-33 Junior for the CW position. I think Kyle and some others were active with the CW. However, I was not available when they took them down, and the people that took it down didn't know what the hell they were doing. So there's probably some missing parts. But the club owns those, and I don't know did we sell all of the Rome 25 tower that we had, or is there still some?
We sold all of it.
All of it?
Yep.
We probably didn't get anywhere near what it was worth.
Oh, on the contrary, we got a good price for it. Some of it went to, I wanna say, Lloyd Hargrove bought some of it.
Well, he's been dead for 5 years.
Well, we sold this when he was still with us. But, yeah, we sold it.
I helped take it all down.
But, what we can do is, we'll put the word out to the club membership that they're available. I would offer that if no club member gets it, we'll go back to this guy in Tulsa and see what he has to offer.
Well, those prices are very low, I'll put it that way. It's,
Yeah, I'm gonna-
it's a very fine rotor. It just isn't up to the Ham series.
No.
It doesn't have a brake. Big-
But, I looked on eBay to see if they had any. Had a lot of control boxes, but, no rotors. I say no rotors, there was one, they were showing some Ham M's. There were a couple that looked pretty ragged, but,
But TR-44 is good for a bunch of stacked VHF and UHF Yagis.
Mhm.
It's a good rotor, it just, it's, I can't remember exactly what it's rated at, but probably 7 or 8 square feet at least. And the Ham series is, I think, at 15, and the Tails Twister is about 20 square feet.
Anyway, on the next item, as you've seen, we've sent it out a couple of times, we're starting a silent key listing that, Sam has suggested we put on the roster, a separate listing of folks, that were former OCAPA members that, have gone silent key. We pretty much identified just about everybody, but I'm sure there's 1 or 2 more out there that we don't know about. We'll send the roster, the most current one we have, and between Sam and I, we've been updating it. We'll send it out again, take a look at it, see if you remember anyone that's not on the list. I think we've got 1 or 2 that we still don't have their, we've got their month and year, we don't have the exact date. that
Month
they
and year
can't
is
silent
fine.
key.
Are these club members or Oklahoma?
Club members.
Club members, okay.
Club
Or
members.
former club members.
Yeah.
We've got 25 on the list now. There's one where we have a month and a year, but we don't have an actual date.
And they're
Thomas and I
listed.
both trying to find that, but.
They're listed in the oldest one, I forget who that is, but down to the most recent. And I think, like I said, I think we've got 1, possibly 2, we don't have the exact day, we've got the month and the year. Yeah,
I suggest that it be put as an addendum or whatever at the end of the current people, and just put them down there by call sign. That's what everybody knows them by, not by death date.
that's what they're gonna be listed on the roster, just like everyone else, but it'll be a separate section.
Okay.
And you're looking for the actual date of death?
Yes,
Okay, my wife's a big deal on Find a Grave.
okay,
I'll
well,
take that list and.
Well,
I have checked that and I couldn't find.
Oh,
one.
okay.
You're welcome to too.
Okay,
Maybe-
no, if you've already done it.
there were some that we tried to find, and people said, well, go to the ARR, or the FCC. Well, in many cases, their call sign has been reassigned.
Yeah.
Well, I know that K5JB and N5, or not, and K5NK,
K5NK has been reassigned to his son, to Chuck's son.
yes, I know that.
Yeah,
But in any event, Joe Buswell, my mother, and Chuck Wilhite all died within a 2 weeks period. It was a bad time for me.
I did find Chuck's, I contacted, David, and, I said, I assume you're a relative, he said, yeah, that's my dad, and he got his call sign, and he gave me the date, but I think we've got 1 or 2 others that we don't have a call date yet.
Have you got K5NK's date died?
I'm sorry?
Do you have the information on K5NK, Chuck Wilhite?
Oh, yeah, we've got that from David.
You-
Let
From
me
David,
just-
is that his son?
Yes,
didn't-
lives
Okay.
up in Stillwater.
I didn't bring my computer or that list with me, but I will put that on the future rosters.
Yeah, and we'll send the list out
I
again.
just feel like I feel like these people shouldn't be forgotten. You know, and we should have a list. I mean, if we had a clubhouse, I would suggest we put up a plaque with little brass things for these people.
Well,
You know, it doesn't matter whether they were a member for a year or a member for 20 years, they need to be a member.
I don't know if
And also think
WB five IEK was ever a member.
Who's that?
Don Bruner?
He's not on the list.
Well,
So anyway, if everybody would look at that list, and if you come up with
Yeah.
any others, help us out. I also think it doesn't really matter that they're a member, like a paid member at the moment of their death. You know, somebody may be a member for 20 years, and then with Alzheimer's, they can't do radio, and they let their licenses go and stuff, and then die a year later, and they need to be remembered too. So don't narrow it down to people that were actually, in my mind, I mean, it shouldn't be
Well,
narrowed down to people that actually are members at the.
Well, we'll send that list out again this afternoon, if everybody could look at it. If you come up with another name, let us know, so we can add that to the list. Like I said, there's one, maybe two, we don't have a specific date of death. If, you might know that, or know someone who would know it, let us know again.
I still recommend that the list be not by date of death, but by call sign, just like the rest of the
Okay,
list.
talk to Sam on that one. Okay.
He knows my feeling.
That's easy